Alright, let's do another day of Bible study in Proverbs 31. Alright, today we are on the deck today. I have my Bible, I have my notebook, I have my pen, I have my coffee. Let's continue studying Proverbs 31. I'm going to take this whole week to go through Proverbs 31. And yesterday I did the reading portion. If you remember, there's all the different steps, reading, application, and things learned by God, all those stuff. Yesterday I said I was going to do the questions today since I had circled some questions already, but I'm not really feeling like doing that today because I don't really want to look stuff up. But since it is about things you're looking for in a wife and I am super single, I'm going to pray about things I can be changing about myself, which I think goes in the application section. Otherwise, it'll just be prayers. I'm kind of switching this around. I'm going to read through, go over, just like read like a do a quick skim through of Proverbs 31 again, and then I'm gonna pray and just like journal through, praying over like things I want in a husband, things I should be as a wife, maybe I'll make a list. Yeah, that's a good idea. So when I'm trying to make a list here of like, okay, things I am, things I need to be, like things I already am, things that I need to work on, I'm also noticing some things are just like things that are true, like things are statements. So I think I'm gonna make a list in my journal for like application, or at least for just like understanding I think I'm gonna split this into 4 columns, and I'm gonna do truths about wives, truths about husbands, qualities I have, and qualities I need to work on. So I'm gonna skim through and then journal. You skim through and you journal, or whatever you're doing today, then we'll be back. Okay, so I in my list did truths about wives. I said far more precious than jewels from verse 10, and then I also said she can do her husband more good than anyone else, because wives in general, it can be super positive or super negative, as we see like in verse 3, don't give your strength to women, but then verse 10, an excellent wife who can find, she is far more precious than jewels. Verse 11, he will have no lack of gain. So she has the potential to do him the most harm or the most good. For truths about husbands, I said the quality of his wife affects his whole life, and like it's good for him to be respected by the elders, which that's more of a like, that'd be like the wife's responsibility, like when you're choosing a husband, to choose someone who's like well respected in your community. For qualities I have, I said what did I say? Oh, rises while it is yet night, which is talking about like getting up early, which I haven't actually been doing great about this summer, but in general, I know that when I put my mind to it, and I have a routine, that is something that I can be pretty good at, is having a routine, getting up, and making myself do things in the morning. So that's good. I didn't used to be good at that, but I have made myself do that. And then fears the Lord, because I have been in a great relationship with God for a long time, and obviously there's lots of times that I'm not doing so good in like the works section of things, but I do have a relationship with him, and yes, my faith is growing. For qualities I need to work on, I said does him good and not harm all the time, because that's been something obviously I'm not married and haven't been married, but I need to work on, like, I know I've been convicted about making sure that when I'm dating, I'm doing it like for the good of the other person, not just for my own gain. Works with willing hands. I think when I'm serving other people, it can be easy to like for a set time, like for a week or for a few days, like serve with willing hands, but over time when I get really tired, it can be a lot more difficult to like have like a servant's heart about like serving people well, even though taking breaks can be a good thing too. Making sure that when I take breaks, it's for rest, that I can continue serving, and not just that I can quit what I'm doing. Opens her hands to the poor. That's something that I'm working on. Oh, hi, Sunny. So those are things that I do like in some periods of time when I'm serving with people, but I need to work on like figuring out how to make that a more consistent part of my life. Her husband is known / sits with the elders. So that's something like on me, like for choosing men that are like well respected, and that's something that like obviously I can't do unless I like start dating somebody, but something to be thinking of. If I'm single, I can't have a husband that's well known in the gates. And this isn't saying that you have to be married, but if you want to be a wife, you should marry a good person. Has a business, which like I am starting working. I started working last semester, and so I'll continue working. So this specifically was talking about having her own business, which I don't have right now, but that's something I've been thinking about doing. These things also, like, I don't think you have to specifically have a business to be a good wife, but like the principles of like being a hard worker are probably the more important parts. But I personally would like to have a business someday, so we're putting that on there. Speaks kindly and wisely, which is something that I'm working on. I think in some situations I can be wise and speak kindly, but not in all situations, so that's definitely something to be working on and that I'm convicted about. Isn't idle, because I can be super lazy sometimes, and been working on choosing like the hard thing over the easy thing, or like doing things even when I don't want to, which seems really basic, but like it's okay for things to be hard, it's okay for you not to like things, and then, you know, those can still be the right thing to do. And clothes her household, which I said like serves her household. So I'm not really sure exactly what that would look like, but maybe for my future classroom, figuring out ways to like serve my kids and go above and beyond what I'm expected to do. So yeah, that's what I wrote. So from these things, what I'm going to do is move over into my application section and kind of probably just take the main qualities that I felt the most convicted about and put them in the application section, since that's kind of what I decided to work on for today. So in application, I'm going to list work with willing hands / don't be idle, and like combine those two. And also I said date for others' good even if it hurts me, because specifically right now I can't be serving my husband since I don't have one, but in my dating life I can choose not to let myself get walked over by a guy that's not good for me, but, you know, to have grace for guys who reject me, to have grace for guys that I'm potentially flirting with or interested in, and not try to do that like for my own gain, but making sure that like I have like their best interest in mind. Now that I have some application stuff, I am going to move into like just like a personal prayer time with me and God, and I'm gonna pray through things that I feel like I need to work on, and I'm gonna ask God to like reveal anything to me that like I'm not seeing in myself that I need to work on. You do your prayer time, and I will see you tomorrow.